See you in the morning.
Hey there. Welcome to Bushwhacked Adventures. Are you ready to journey into the wilderness and explore the great outdoors?
Good morning. I'm clipping down the road in the passenger seat right now as we take a trip to the Great White North of Canada. It's a long drive. We have a reason to be going there, but I thought that as long as I'm headed that way, it might be a great opportunity to test out the Haven tent in a colder environment. We'll see how cold it gets. Planning on sleeping in it tonight up in Alberta, Canada on the prairie there, and I have no idea what we're going to get for temperature. I've been in this area where it's been 40 degrees Fahrenheit above zero, and 4 hours later it drops to 40 below Fahrenheit. So that's an 80-degree swing in 4 hours. So I think the forecast right now is fairly moderate, but it'll be in the teens tonight from what I understand. I'll just have to kind of watch that and see what happens. Right now we're just driving along. We're in Idaho. You can see here it's a little bit snowy. Clear day, good day to travel, but a little snow on the ground. So yeah, that's the plan. We've got a long day of driving and looking forward to see how the Haven tent holds up tonight in colder temperatures. We'll be back to you later on. All right, it's been a long day. 12-ish hours of drive time to get here. It's about 760, 70 miles, something like that. It's dark. It's late. I'm at the southern plains of Alberta, and I've come here to do a cold winter test for the Haven hammock tent. Unfortunately, you make a trip like this, the thing that you can't plan on is what is the weather going to do. Last week, they were close to 0 degrees Fahrenheit for their nighttime lows. This week, it's going to be in the teens. It's not going to be quite as cold as I'd like. I'd love to get below 0 Fahrenheit, so -20, something like that with the tent, and see if my thoughts and plans will amount to staying warm or being cold. I think I can stay warm with this thing at this point. So I'm up here for a family event and decided to take advantage of the opportunity to check out the cold weather, see what it's going to do. So I am going to find a spot right now. I've got a spot in mind here in a second. We're going to get the Haven tent set up. I did add to my collection. I went ahead and purchased the standalone frame for the Haven tent, so I'm going to get that set up and we'll get this pitched. All right, we've got a little more light on the scenario here. Haven tent, the frame. I've never set this up yet, so learning experience for us. Set those to the side. Current temperature here is around 30 degrees from what I understand. It is dark, but I can do this by feel. Right there. And right there. Now, you remember from my last video, I put this Mylar blanket down on the bottom, and I think it made a big difference. Radiates cold out and heat in. It helps to keep it in. I'm going to use that again. To help protect it a little bit, I've just kind of wrapped it up with my poles, the spreader bars, so it'll last. And that's not going to last forever, but they're pretty cheap. And I picked up this frame at Haven Tents. They actually are located not far from me, is what I found out. And when I went in to pick it up, I was talking to Derek. Shout out to Derek. Thank you for the product. Get this spread out. There we go. Rattly. Anyways, Derek had a good question for me. He asked if the Mylar blanket was noisy at all while I was sleeping, and because it's beneath the pad, I really did not notice it at all. So I wasn't worried about that. I'll continue to use it. Let's get the fly on, because there have been a few snowflakes over the last hour or so. I don't know what will happen overnight. And not far from this location, I have been here in November. Right now we're in January, second week of January. And it has been 40 degrees Fahrenheit above 0, and 4 hours later, -40 Fahrenheit below 0. So it can change really quick around here. There's not any indication weather-wise that that's going to happen. But if it does, I want to make sure I'm ready for it. This is, I really like the design of how they bring the rain fly, the tent portion, in. You can see the 2 holes in the end You just take the carabiner and feed it through one side and then back through the other. Then just slide it down. You're ready to clip back in. Get on this end piece. So I recall this is rated for 300 pounds for the stand. Okay, pad time. I really like this extra cover. You get the normal feel and sound of a typical air pad, and this cover just kind of really takes that away. It's a nice feature. Get my straps fastened. All right now my Mylar blanket has shifted a little bit, but get it out there. Get these corners locked in. Then we can test out this stand. All right. Here we go. These are going to be really handy in a little bit. Down here at this end. Okay, let's see if this stand goes crashing down or if I'm okay. Okay. Trusting it. Feels good. All right. Here comes that wind, cold wind. If you watch my past episodes, you know that I like to put a hot water bottle in a sock. It tones it down so it's not as intense. I'll set it right up here for now, get my sleeping bag out. I love my pillow. All right, I think we are about ready to climb in. It's a little bit of a complicated process to get in, but manageable. Okay, here we go. I'll go through the process of getting tucked in here. Now, one thing I've realized is that I don't necessarily want to leave my footwear sitting out all night. So I think that I'm going to use these straps that they kind of say they're for hanging your pack from, which you could do. I'm going to see if I can hang my boots from them, maybe down at this end, so that they're not frosted over by morning. Problem is they do have a little snow and ice on them right now, so let's just what I gotta do. Maybe what I need is like a bag, a garbage bag or something to slide them into. But we'll figure that detail out. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get in, and I'll come back to you as soon as I get all settled in. I am in for the night. And right now, kind of too warm. I had to take my hat off, you know. I got that lovely hairdo up here. It's hard to regulate temperature myself, so I use a hat. And it helps a lot when I have it on, and I just take it off and I cool down. So right now I'm a little on the warm side. I think I may actually shed my coat. We'll see. But I'm on the 2 pads together, and I am comfortable. It does take up a little bit of the internal space, but not enough to be really bothersome or worrisome to me. I think that I'm in for a windy night. I've got the fly fastened down on all 4 corners, but the way it's designed, I can still get some wind passing through. So we'll just see how it goes. Right now, it's just a little breezy. No current precipitation, but there's expected to be a little bit more throughout the night. We'll see what happens. This is camping in Canada. It's a backyard test again. But backyard is located in Alberta, Canada. And we'll see what we get for the temperatures tonight. Like I said, the wind chill, the feels like temperature is supposed to be in the single digits. So we'll see if that actually happens. And I'll report back in the morning how we do. Okay, signing off for the night. We'll see you in the morning.
Good morning. It's a good morning. I think I climbed in last night a little bit before 10, and right now it's almost 6:30. With the wind, it feels like about 12 degrees outside right now. So definitely the coldest night I've had in the Haven tent. But I'm comfortable. It's good. If you gear up for it, it's a great way to sleep. It's a great way to sleep, honestly. I'm hooked. It's a good thing. The design is a little drafty, but that's okay. You just plan for it. I actually spent the whole night with my sleeping bag unzipped. I did about a half hour ago finally put my beanie cap on, and it's good. I didn't get cold. I feel like with what I've done with the pad, I've got the Mylar blanket at the very bottom, the Haven Tents pad, and then my X-Bed down mat. I felt no heat loss at all through the pad system the way it is right now. I'd get probably the place I lost heat through the night was the sides if I would roll over and kind of touch the edges against my shoulders or something, or the area where I have my sleeping bag unzipped. That's it. And I just had a great night's sleep. A little windy. I mean, the wind noise would wake me up every once in a while, but that's just sleeping in a tent. You got that with any tent you're in. So, mission accomplished. This is definitely something I would use even in the winter time. I mean, as I said, with the wind chill right now, it's 12 degrees. It's been a good night. I could see myself staying warm and comfortable in this below zero. Like I said, I didn't have my sleeping bag zipped up. I think that if I were to zip up my sleeping bag and be in here in this setup, 5 below, maybe 10 below, I could still be comfortable. So maybe I'll have the opportunity. I'll have to watch the forecast and see if I can find a place to give that a try. And what I've done now, obviously I'm in the backyard, so I'm going to head in, and I'm not worried about cooking breakfast or anything. So that is still an issue that you have with, I think, with any hammock. You've got to have an additional tarp to provide that shelter area. Last night when I got in, the question was, where do I put my boots that have a little bit of snow and ice on them? They're all the way down at the foot, and there's room. I've still got room here. It's roomy enough. It's 80 inches long, at least for me. I'm about 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, so I fit. Depending upon your body size, you might find yourself being a little more crowded or a little more space. So, but I think for me, it's a good design and a good option. And thank you, Haven Tents. Good job. The stand worked well. There's a little bit of a rustling noise right now. That is the plastic that I left on the poles. I need to finish taking that off because it was brand new when I set it up last night. So that's giving a little bit of a rustling noise from the wind. All right, that's it. Mission accomplished. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode and it's been helpful for you, please make sure that you like and share with anybody that you think may benefit from it, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. We'll see you later.
If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Click the bell to receive notifications for future content. That's all, folks. See you on our next adventure.